have a lot of clients that are coming from coastal areas, but a lot of the clients are coming from Charleston, South Carolina, and we love to help people move to Asheville. So today I want to bring on a Charleston, South Carolina expert named Justin Thompson, and we are going to explore what it's like to move from Charleston to Asheville. Hi, I'm Beth Schadler, and we are living in Asheville. We explore what it's like to live, eat, work, sleep, play in Asheville, North Carolina, and the surrounding mountain towns. We get calls and texts every day from people who are moving to the area, and we absolutely love it. So whether you're 9 days or 90 days from thinking about making your move to Asheville, shoot us a text, send us an email. We'll be glad to help create a personalized plan for you. And if you want to learn more about the Asheville area in general, hit that subscribe button. Do it. Click that little bell, and then you can learn all about what makes Asheville unique, special, or maybe find out if it's not for you, or maybe it is for you. Let's go and see. So today we have Justin Thompson with us, who's also a realtor in Asheville. He's originally from the Charleston area, so I wanted to pick his brain about what it's like being from Charleston and moving to Asheville. And plus he deals with a lot of clients that are doing the same thing, so he's the expert. So, Justin, you're from Charleston. How long have you lived in Asheville?
I have been in Asheville since 1993, so 30 years.
Dang! You even remember Charleston?
I do. My whole family still lives in Mount Pleasant, so they're all down there. They're all down there.
Okay, so you got a little bit of connection still there, but you also help a lot of people move to the area from Charleston.
For sure.
So what are some of the cultural differences that you see in Charleston versus Asheville?
Well, you have a very different culturally here. You know, Asheville is, started by the Scottish Highlanders. If you've ever read the book by Horace Kephart, Our Southern Highlanders, you're going to learn a lot of the history. The people that originally moved up here were Scotch-Irish. Down in Charleston, a lot of Scotch-Irish, lots of English. The French Huguenots were the first to actually move to Charleston back in the 1600s.
Okay, so it sounds like we share a lot historically, which I didn't know, and it's really interesting. But in the same sense, there is a little bit of a cultural difference, like lifestyle-wise as well, I would imagine, being a coastal town versus being a mountain town?
Sure, yeah. Charleston's a beach lifestyle. It's the ocean. You're on the ocean. I grew up in Mount Pleasant, which was a shrimping community. It's definitely changed a lot over the years. Now where Shim Creek and Mount Pleasant used to be all shrimp boats lining it, it's now restaurants and more based for tourism, that sort of thing. Shrimping has become a dying thing in Charleston. Asheville.
But what's cool though is that there's surfing in both places, isn't there?
There is actually, and that was a big thing for me when I moved up here. I grew up surfing on Sullivan's Island. I was, grew up in the old village. I would go over and surf on Sullivan's Island. I just beach kid, grew up at the beach, sailing, surfing, all those things. When I came to college up here, I went to Warren Wilson. My freshman year, I remember getting up here and being like, well, I don't have a beach anymore. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? And I had a friend. We drove over to Tennessee one day and we passed the Nantahala River, and he was a kayaker and he was like, that's what I do. And I saw these whitewater kayakers. I was like, that's where I need to be. That's what I need is that right there. And then
we still have beaches. They're just different
totally.
They're
just on rivers. They're on rivers, and coming from that fishing culture too in Charleston, coming here, you're like, oh, I'm used to catching big redfish and trout, speckled trout in Charleston and saltwater. Here you come up and you're catching little tiny fish like this big, and people are psyched about it.
Yeah,
so it took me a little while to get fired up on the little tiny fish.
Yeah.
But love fly fishing now. So fun and such a different, just a different sport altogether compared to deep sea fishing in Charleston.
And you know what I love is, like, Charleston to me kind of feels like a sister city, even though it's not an official sister city, because it's our closest beach town, and it's about the same kind of size, and it has a really cool downtown with cobblestone streets and it's a lot older than Asheville.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And the art scene is a little bit different than Asheville too. We're more, I don't even know how to explain it. We have more eclectic art scene, but there's an art scene totally in Charleston too.
Oh, absolutely. I as a youngster, I took art lessons from a woman named Elena Shakur. She's been in Charleston forever. She actually came to my high school and taught us meditative art. She's amazing. She had a gallery downtown Charleston called Utopia for years and years. Amazing woman, very the influence of art there is very much from the African culture. It's a Creole city. Charleston has an influence of French, Huguenots, as we discussed earlier. You've got African influence. You've got English. You have all these influences from all over that moved there, and which formed Gullah. And Charleston has this Gullah population, Gullah is one of the only Creole languages in the U.S. It's a language that was made all its own. So growing up in Charleston, you grow up with this Gullah lifestyle.
So when helping people from Charleston and thinking about moving to Asheville, helping your clients, what are some of the main topics that you need to cover, or some of the concerns they may have?
Well, funny enough, I was going out with some clients the other day. We went to Alexander here, which is a little out in the country. Went out there. It was kind of near the river. They wanted to be near there. But we got out there. They loved the house. But we started driving back, and they're like, are all the roads here this curvy? Is this how we get back to town every time? And I was like, yeah, from where we are. I was like, but
that's pretty normal.
Yeah, it's just a, but they were like, too many curves. Can't do this.
Steep driveways.
They didn't even mind the steep driveways so much, but the curves were throwing them off, which I remember, coming from Charleston, everything is straight. It's all, it's all grid there. It's all grid there and flat. So it's a very different feeling. Secondly, homeowners insurance. You're going to have a much better time here getting your homeowner insurance. If you've been to Charleston, you lived in Charleston, every big storm, if it's high tide, the cross town is going to flood. Going out to Folly Beach, James Island, you're going to see flooding all around.
So you always have to have flood insurance?
A lot of places you have to have flood insurance down there, which is expensive, and it's getting more expensive.
And some people are getting dropped, too. I have clients that are getting dropped.
Flooding is getting worse.
Okay.
And more frequent.
Well, what about flooding in Asheville?
Very rare here. As a river guy, it happens, but it's generally like torrential downpours and pretty isolated. It'll be
we have mountains, too, that kind of
do, and that's that. Like, if you get a crazy storm where you get 4 or 5 inches of rain in a certain valley, you may be in danger. And you may have to get flood insurance if you're in that flood zone, but everything's pretty well determined by the 100-year flood zone.
Got it. So what are some of the aspects of the actual home that they need to consider that might be different from Charleston?
Yeah, there are some definite home differences between the homes in Charleston and the homes here. One thing you'll notice here is most homes actually have a large crawl space or basement. That'll be, Charleston, it's sand underneath. You're going to hit water.
Oh, yeah, you're going to hit water. And it's more opportunity here to kind of build it out for extra square footage.
Yeah, and a lot of people, they'll find an unfinished basement here, and they build it out and make it heated square footage. So you can actually double the square footage of your home pretty easily. Also,
you have the salt water in Charleston.
Salt water's damaging to everything. Cars, homes, all those things. It causes a lot of deterioration. We don't really have that here. The biggest things here that we have are rain. Rain's going to be one of the biggest things here that, we are in a rainforest up here. So we have afternoon showers every day, but generally not a big issue.
And what about bugs?
This is always a funny one. Coming from Charleston. You're from Charleston. You know what a palmetto bug is. It's a fancy cockroach.
Ew, I don't want a cockroach.
Nobody
Even
wants
a fancy
those.
cockroach.
I know,
I don't want any kind.
Nobody wants those, but they're not really up here. You don't see those here. Like, it is you walk downtown in the Battery in Charleston, you're going to see the sidewalks moving. Here
really?
You don't.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It is kind of true. Of true. So, you won't see those really here at all. It's very rare that you see a roach or anything like that here. There's only the little ones here. It's the little ones. We're talking Charleston, the big palmetto bugs. Oh, those kind of roaches. You might see those roaches in Asheville.
Okay, so let's talk about the fun stuff. Food. Everybody likes the food. And Charleston has a good food scene.
Both.
Asheville has a good food scene. This is one of my favorites.
I love the dilly bar.
Yeah.
Okay, so talking about food, culinary differences, not even culinary differences, we both have an amazing culinary scene, Asheville and Charleston. Very different style restaurants. Charleston, you're going to see a lot of comfort food places. You'll have that here too, but on a fancier level in Charleston. You know, you got places like slightly north of Broad, Josephine's. If Josephine's still there, I hope it is. Fantastic. But you also have the seafood lifestyle in Charleston. You know, there's Bowen's Island. Everybody knows where you go get all you can eat oysters, you know, shucked right in front of you. But here, we've got some amazing culinary.
We have a lot of farm to table, which I love.
We have a lot of farm to table here.
World-renowned chefs.
Absolutely. I mean, there's restaurants like Karate.
Yeah,
like this
Karate.
Is amazing spot. It's
Let's peek in.
You want to peek?
Can we peek in? It said entrance that way, but I'm going to peek in. Hey, they're already working. They're already preparing for the evening.
Yeah.
Make a reservation. Okay, back to the arts because that's what we love. And what about the music scene?
Asheville has an incredible music scene. So does Charleston. Venues here that are bringing amazing music are venues like Rabbit Rabbit, the Salvage Station, the Orange Peels, the OG, you know, venue to bring in big bands. Charleston, you've got places like the Charleston Poorhouse, which we love. They bring in great music. You know, as I was growing up, there were places like King Street Station, which is no longer there. But Music Farm has always brought tons of stuff there. But
so if you're moving from Charleston to Asheville, will you be satiated?
I was gonna say you are gonna be. You're gonna have so much music here that you're gonna love, and a lot of bands hit Charleston then come here, or vice versa.
Okay, but there's bigger acts here, right? Like
lots of
Willie
big acts
Nelson's
here.
coming.
Totally.
Everybody's talking about Willie Nelson's coming.
Totally, and we get a lot of acts that are like big acts, and they're coming to small clubs, which is pretty amazing. Instead of like the big coliseums, we don't have a giant.
You have to go to Charlotte for that, right?
That's what's up. Yeah, Charlotte, Raleigh, you know, places like that.
For the big, big coliseums.
Yeah.
Okay, the great outdoors. Why people move to Asheville? We have mountains, we have rivers, we have waterfalls. It's the land of the sky.
There is a lot to do outdoor-wise here. You know, I was a raft guide here for many years, been a mountain bike instructor, now one wheels. You can do everything here. And real estate, but that's a different outdoor market.
That is a different
I'm looking for outdoors for people there.
Yeah.
I'm trying to bring the outdoors to them. But what Asheville brings the outdoors to people. Like when you come up here, you can go a different hike every day. You can go for a different mountain bike ride every day. You can go to a different waterfall every day.
Swimming holes.
Swimming holes are the key up here, you know. That bath water in Charleston is hot at the beach.
Oh, yeah. And you can ski only 45 minutes north. It may not be the best skiing in the world.
Hey,
you might want to go to Boone for better.
I go to Wolf Laurel and Cataloochee. They're both great little local ski resorts. And
they have tubes that you can go down the mountain in for the kids.
The kids love the tubes.
They love it. And you go tubing down the French Broad River. Would you dip your tushy in that?
I raft guide on the French Broad. I guided on the French Broad last weekend. So I love the French Broad River. It's a beautiful place. It's an incredible river. The Biltmore House is right on the river. But tons of outdoor activities here. You can pretty much
live outdoors. So you might want to consider that when deciding on the purchase of your home, because most of the time you're not going to be in it unless you want to be. You're not trapped inside your home here because of the climate.
No, I think most people move up here to get these outdoor activities. I think the majority do.
Justin, thanks so much for joining us. Daps.
Super stoked to be here.
So thanks so much for joining us today. We are living in Asheville. People get in touch with us every single day talking about their personal plan to move to the area. So if that's you, then go ahead and send us an email, shoot us a text, send a carrier pigeon on over. We'd be glad to help you create a personalized plan just for you. Oh my gosh! Whether it's 9 days or 90 days, really doesn't bug us. So get in touch and hit that subscribe button, click that little bell so you'll be alerted every time we make a new video for you. Until then, ciao for now.